Bintu Drame, and this is QTV Midday News coming to you live from our studios along Keraba Avenue, and thanks for joining us. Our top stories. At a youth rally on Friday, organized by the youth wing of President Barrow's National People's Party and attended by thousands, including President Barrow, have predicted landslide victory for NPP on December 4th. Former lead counsel of the TRRC, Essam Faal, on Friday announced his bid to contest the December 4th presidential elections. A second-year anniversary Quranic recitation in memory of the late Sadawda Keraba Jawara was held on Friday at the Birkama Central Mosque. In sports news, the Gambia National Boxing Association on Friday commemorated International Boxing Day. Those were our main headlines. Now the news in detail. Now, at a youth rally on Friday at I-22nd in Banjul, organized by the youth wing of President Barrow's National People's Party and attended by thousands, including President Barrow, youth of NPP in KMC and Banjul have predicted a landslide victory for NPP on December 4th. Aliu Sisi reports.
This is the first youth rally organized by the youth wing and organ of the National People's Party under the presidency of Keba Madi Bojang for the youth of KNC and Banjul to manifest their support and love for the president, who also doubles as Secretary General and leader of the NPP ahead of the 4th December polls. According to political analysts and observers, the president's NPP party is one of the key contenders for the next election, which this crowd is ready to justify on December 4th. The Gambia is a youthful population, and the victory for any party will likely depend on having the support and votes of the youth. Babu Njai, NPP Youth Coordinator of Banjul, assured of Banjulians' readiness to vote NPP while reminding the President to consider the youth of Banjul in his development agenda. Njai informed the President that the few available schools in Banjul are in poor-sanitation state. Fatimata Jawara, National Assembly Member for Talinding and NPP Female Youth Coordinator, said young people should join NPP for the development and progress of the country. Lamin K. Saidi, Deputy President of the Youth Wing, said the youth of the country are ready to return President Barrow to State House as he calls on all young people to join the NPP. He said the rally is meant to endorse their party leader.
We are today to prove to our president and party leader that the NPP has a youth constituent. And today we're going to prove that. And we'll prove it over and over. We'll prove it in Banjul. We'll prove it in the regions. This is why today we brought the young people to reassure our leader that the young people are there and that the party cannot go in the absence of young people.
Mama Njai, Administrative Secretary of NPP, calls on NPP supporters to continue promoting decent politics as he denounces politics of insult, tribalism, falsehood, and corrupt assassination. The outspoken Mama Njai calls on the crowd to translate their support into votes. Keba Lang Fofana, Secretary General of the National Youth Wing, said the development of a country is determined by the youth, hence the need to engage in productive activities. According to Fofana, majority of youth of the country are convinced in re-electing their leader, describing President Barrow as a unifier and development-oriented leader.
We'll win with an unprecedented landslide victory as manifested in the Nyamina West and Kipjadga by-elections.
Bakari Baji, Minister for Youth and Sports, said despite the COVID-19 challenges, the government of President Barrow is able to stabilize the economy with continued developments. Minister Baji calls on Gambians to give the president another mandate. Attending the event at the invitation of the organizers, President Barrow expressed pride at the youth wing for organizing within a short period what he calls a historic and successful youth political rally. He used the rally to give an assurance of his government's continuing commitment to the development of the youth, citing that thousands of youth are under government scholarship at the University of the Gambia, tertiary institutions, and overseas studies. He recognizes the youth as indispensable actors in national development and promised more skill centers and factories, among others, to create more job opportunities for the youth.
We don't want to settle for anything less than 70% of the votes.
Despite what he detects as undermining within government towards his development agenda, President Barrow said there is a brighter future for the country under a complete NPP government post-December 4th. At the event, people claiming to be GDC, APRC, and UDP supporters also announced switching allegiance to the NPP. Reporting for QTV News, I am Alu Sise.
Former lead counsel of the TRRC, Essam Faal, on Friday announced his bid to contest the December 4th presidential elections. At a press conference attended by his supporters, Faal promised to usher in change and end corruption and promote national reconciliation. And Sumane Esonyasi reports.
In what was his first official declaration of his interest to contest in the forthcoming December 4th presidential elections, Faal, a renowned international lawyer who until recently was lead counsel of the Gambia's Truth Commission, says his desire to bring about change and quell corruption is the reason he is joining the political fray, adding that he believes he is the right man for the job, especially given his experience, academic and professional accomplishments.
I do want to believe that Gambians would now make a choice and would choose knowledge over ignorance, integrity over dishonesty, pragmatism over dogmatism and idealism, experience over neophytes, and excellence over mediocrity.
He also promises to create job opportunities, strengthen security by bringing in tangible reforms, promote national reconciliation, and empower women, youth and children, as well as persons with disability. He also says one of his top priorities is to revamp the education sector, reduce traffic jams by building good roads and strengthening the economy.
Fellow Gambians, I am convinced that with these basic tests, you will find that I am the best candidate to lead this country. It is no bragging. It is no bragging. My CV, my curriculum vitae, speaks for itself.
In online forums and on social media, Faal has come for some criticism for his decision to contest the December 4th elections, with many arguing the timing is wrong as the Truth Commission is yet to submit its report to the President. However, he says that is an assertion being peddled by his critics to mislead Gambians, as his time with the Commission came to an end a few weeks ago. He also promises justice for all victims of the Jammeh regime if elected into office. Ansman Esonyasi for QTV News.
Moving on, a second-year anniversary Quranic recitation in memory of the late Dawda Kairaba Jawara was held on Friday at the Brikama Central Mosque, organized by members of the founding father Dawda Kairaba Jawara Foundation. Omar Pijalo reports.
ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين الذين يؤمنون بالغيب.
The reward for Quranic recitals reaches the deceased by the permission of Allah. It is common in the Gambia, and many do it as an annual event for their loved departed souls. It is done with the hope that Allah will forgive the dead for their shortcomings and reward them Jannah. At the event, the Secretary General of the Foundation, Bakari Essane, reveals that they organized the event to remember and reflect on the former president and to also pray for him to have Jannatul Firdaus as his final destination.
At school we learn about him, and then we were able to be inspired by a lot of things that were narrated about him. Like in the area of democracy, they said he is a champion in democracy and then human rights and rule of law, which at least Gambia is enjoying today. The reason why the African Center for Human Rights is here in the Gambia, they said it is because of his leadership.
The Imam of Banjul International Airport Mosque, Imam Al-Haiba Haidara, said death robbed the Gambia of a true son in the person of Dawda Kairaba Jawara, describing him as a true democrat, peacemaker, and a very religious man. This is very good. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said all the dead need from us is prayers, because God will surely forgive them if we pray for them. And the best way to pray for anything is by reciting the Quran. Al-Haji Tombong Jawara, the Alcala of Brikama Kabafita, who says he is a nephew of the late Dawda, described him as a very cultured, grounded and highly educated, adding that all Gambians are indebted to him for his wisdom and steering the nation on the right path.
Jawara ya la mansi ya tamandi wore kan ko banku molle ya tombon kake mansati
Jawara led this country on the clear conscience that he was elected by the Gambian people and therefore should serve them. He didn't enrich himself or his family members with state resources. He laid the foundation for democracy, good governance, the rule of law, and development for the Gambia. May his soul rest in perfect peace. The president of the foundation, Fansu Jawara, has this to say.
This good legacy shouldn't be forgotten. Most importantly, the good initiatives backed by this foundation is the good legacy of Sir Dawda Kairaba Jawara. Shouldn't be forgotten. It's good for African history, it's good for African students to emulate ourselves from him. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant Sir Dawda highest place in Jannatul Firdaus. Amen.
Born on 16th May 1924 in Barajali in the Nyani district of the Central River region and died on the 27th of August 2019, Sir Dawda was the son of Mama Fati and Almame Jawara. As a politician, Jawara came to be described as an elderly statesman of African politics and was largely credited with adherence to democracy and the rule of law. During his tenure as Gambia's Prime Minister from 1962 to 1970 and then as its first president from 1970 to 1994. Last year, the foundation commemorated the day with tree planting at the National Assembly ground, the late Sir Dawda's resting place. Gone but shall never be forgotten. May his soul continue to rest in perfect peace in Jannatul Firdaus. Amin. Reporting for QTV News, I am Omar P. Jallo.
From that story, we will go for a short commercial break. Still to come, we have more stories, to stay tuned.
Q Money, the biggest mobile money service in the Gambia, has taken mobile banking to the next level. Now, you can link your Q Money wallet with your bank account. Yes, link your Ajib or EcoBank accounts with your Q Money wallet and get instant access to your cash anytime. No need to queue at the bank anymore. Transfer funds from your bank account to your wallet or your wallet to your bank account using Q Money Bank Link is the fastest, most secure and convenient way to transfer funds between your wallet and bank account. For more information, call our customer care on 133. Q Money, Sunyu Kalpe. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome back from that short commercial break. Now, following the launch of Operation Clear the Streets, aimed at removing vehicles and stalls parked or erected illegally on our roads, we look at the road congestion in Farafenni before a nationwide implementation. Don Williams reports from the North Bank region.
The highway and other roads leading to the Farafenni markets are occupied by trucks, trailers. This has made movement difficult for other motorists, pedestrians, and other road users. The police are working tirelessly in order to get these drivers off the streets. The Farafenni-Karu Highway is another example where vehicles are parked along the road, making it narrower and unsafe for pedestrians. Aliou Sise, a truck driver, explains the problems drivers are facing when it comes to parking.
The problem is not only in Farafenni, but also in Wasu. It is the whole Gambia. Anywhere you park causes a problem. I experienced it in Wasu, Basse, and Farafenni. Our biggest problem are the sub-owners. They have small spaces, yet they put no parking signs. We take goods all the way from Banjul, and we don't have a parking place to park and offload. This is very difficult for us.
Asan Seka, a trailer driver, said getting a place to park is the problem why they park by the roadside. He added that some vehicles would also wait for about 2 weeks before they are loaded with goods to depart for the combos. Amadou Njai, chef de garage for vehicles plying Gensanjai, said they were not allocated with anywhere to park except on the roadside. Honorable Papa Tunkara explains how some of the drivers are refusing to use the designated garage.
Farafenni is very tight. We see a lot of trucks parking on the highway, which are definitely causing accidents every day. The communities have been complaining this for so long, but there's no solution for it. The area council have provided 2 garages, that is the Kaur garage and the Caravan garage. During my tenure, I came and realized that there's no space, or the lands have been sold by their owners. So we don't have any reserve land as of now. But through our chairman, we last time spoke with the governor, and we went up to Farafenni, just a village where before you enter to Farafenni. We met the Alcalo, and definitely Alcalo has helped us to have 200 by 200 land, whereby we are now trying to erect it so that this vehicle can park inside there.
To avoid accidents on these roads, safety measures need to be implemented to allow free flow of traffic and safe passage for pedestrians. For now, it appears the situation will remain unchanged until Operation Clear the Roads comes to Farafenni. Reporting for QTV News, I am Don Williams.
The Gambia's tourist industry is one of the most affected by the coronavirus pandemic. Travel restrictions led to the closure of hotels and many people become jobless. Fatou Obaro visited the Senegambia craft market to find out how people there have been coping.
The tourist season in the Gambia begins in October and ends in April. Normally, during that time, thousands of foreign tourists flock to the Gambia to enjoy our cool breeze from the beautiful ocean, enjoy the sunshine, and learn our culture, amongst other things. When returning to their various homes, tourists and other visitors would frequently buy souvenirs and other gifts for friends, family, and some would be to keep for memorabilia. That is when the craft markets, which employs many people, are at their busiest. Now, COVID has changed everything. Adam Ajang sells various items at the Senegambia craft market. He says that things have been really difficult for them because there are no tourists to buy their products.
ñun nag waa marché bi fii presque feebar bi ñun yëpp a ko bokk industrie bi yëpp la umpalewu leen ne mbir mi ni muy doxee.
At this market, we share the same problem. It is the whole industry. There is no secret about what is happening all over the world, especially for those working in the tourism industry. We are just managing, but there is no money. Things are very difficult.
Mr. Jain explains how the market used to be before the pandemic.
Ba jamono di ne soo ñëwaan fii doo fi xëj ndax ay mbooloo marché yëpp ay opéré waaye gis nga ko marché bi half la def.
You see how the market is now. If it was back in the days when things were working nicely, you wouldn't even be able to go inside if you came here. Due to the number of people that would come here, everything was operating fine. But now, just look at the market. It is half open and all the other shops are closed. If the tourist season reopens, that will really favor us. So they will come and buy our goods. And we can settle many of our financial problems and our difficulties will be reduced.
Fatma Ba, who is also a vendor, says tourists are not coming and calls on government for more support.
seet naka nañ ñu mëna jappalé té nim gëna rafété rek ñu jappalé ñu su ko défé tourist yi mëna dugasi.
I always pray to God so that I can come to work regularly. You see only few tourists. Hundreds of people are sitting with hope. All the vendors cannot make sales at the same time. If you can sell something today, you will finish all the money on transport and lunch and probably take home only 25. We need help from the government and the Ministry of Tourism in any way they can help us so that the tourists can come in. Usman Cham, another vendor, said they have received $6,000 COVID-19 relief package for the tourism industry and pleads with the government for more support. As the world battles the third wave of the pandemic, the craft market vendors still have high hopes of recovering from the losses they have experienced when the tourist season reopens. Reporting for QTV News, I am Fatou Obaro.
Farafenni is border town in the Gambia between the southern and northern part of Senegal. It is a busy commercial town bustling with life during the day as well as at night. Our regional reporter went out to experience life at night. Don Williams again.
Nightfall is a time when lots of activities take place in Farafenni town. Some may be legal while others are illegal. However, our gallant law enforcement personnel are always working tirelessly to prevent crimes and related issues. During our night venture, we met Alassane Jallo, who told us why he's out at night.
Right now, I'm just coming from the home, and I want to buy dinner and go back to the home.
Abdullah Mara, a Guinean national who sells food, shares his experience with us.
8 in the morning, sometimes 3 o'clock in the night. 3 o'clock in the night, one day 4 o'clock in the night.
Don't be like a police stop in a hey, pa, you good thing at it. I did beat it. And that time, I mean, I go business away now. No problem.
Chino Jallo and his wife have a shop near the main road. He compares business during the day and at night.
Hence, we are in the rainy season. You know, the business always goes slow. Night time and daytime is almost better, but night time is always dull because lack of too much people, customers. One of my wife is here.
Okay.
Yes, she always come and help me when she finish cooking. During night time we sit here, baby, till 9 o'clock. She go home. Me, if I'm night, I stay here up to 10 o'clock or 12 o'clock.
Apart from vendors, there were also other young people. Demba Koli is one of them.
Life generally in Farafenni here is just at night is just boring sometimes. Like if we are from work, we have nothing to do. Here is our campe. We come here, sit, chat, drink attire up to around 11:30, 12. We go to bed. Yeah, it's only rain. When it rains, we cannot sit here. But without that, every day is every day, both working days and weekends.
Here is Region. This place is called Region Corner. And here is a bar. This bar is called Peace and Love Bar. So here's where we used to come around and then free our minds to have life, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Chill, have life, socialize, organize, centralize, and then...
Those who love attire arts or China's green tea prefer to sit by their compound gates and drink the popular green tea. Reporting for QTV News, from Farafenni, I am Don Williams.
Looks quite interesting. Now in sports news. The Gambia National Boxing Association on Friday commemorated International Boxing Day. The event was observed with a march past in Banjo-Linden and boxing exhibition fights. The theme for this year is Boxing Unites. Momodu Gajaga tells us more.
Accompanied to the boxing ring by an interlude of music by the Scout Band, boxers get into the ring, showing off their might, throwing hard punches, despite being a warm-up as part of the event to mark International Boxing Day. Abdullah Jallo is the Secretary General of the Boxing Association.
This is quite significant because it highlights the importance of athletes coming together. The theme for this year is Boxing Unites. Generally, sports unites, like uniting the world through sports. So today we are united here. As you can see, the officials and athletes are out and about to celebrate the day at Banjo-Linden. You can see the community, most of the community are out and about to join us in this celebration. Now the day will bring together not only the athletes and the officials, but also the community.
Boxing is one of the least popular sports in the country. Events such as this showcases some raw talents, which if harnessed, has the potential to become better. Gambia missed out on an Olympic boxing ticket in Tokyo after they failed to qualify in Senegal 3 months ago. Abdoulaye Sonko, Technical Director of the Gambian National Boxing Association, says their plan is to develop boxing in the country.
Really, they did wonders there, and still the preparation is on high gear. Every Friday we do have a very hard competition, so that for the selection of the national team, all those things are on preparations.
Mariama Barry is one of the few female boxers in the Gambia. She has been into martial art, but it appears now she is more passionate about boxing than taekwondo.
To raise the Gambian flag high like others, or to do more than them even.
Ibrahim Ajabi is an experienced boxer, despite not being a professional, even after 5 years of being actively engaged in the sport. He is very ambitious, despite challenges such as lack of competitions.
Boxers like me and my other colleagues, they really have the passion to move the sport forward, and I believe that in the coming years, in 2 years' time, 3 years' time, Gambian boxing will be on another level. And I promise you, the next Olympic 2024 will be there.
These young boxers rounded an exciting evening with athleticism and passion. Perhaps when International Boxing Day comes around next year, there will have been significant positive changes. Momodu Gajaga, QTV News.
Before we end, here's a recap of our main headlines. at a youth rally on Friday organized by the youth wing of President Barrow's National People's Party and attended by thousands, including President Barrow, have predicted landslide victory for NPP on December 4th. Former lead counsel of the TRRC, Essam Faal, on Friday announced his bid to contest the December 4th presidential elections. A second-year anniversary Quranic recitation in memory of the late Sir Dawda Kereba Jawara was held on Friday at the Birkama Central Mosque. In sports news, the Gambia National Boxing Association on Friday commemorated International Boxing Day. Well, that's it from me in today's Midday News. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.